All right, looks like we do have one question. Someone wants to know how long it takes to fill out the QMAP and who in your organization should be the person to do that. We found that it takes programs usually around 8 hours, but programs have completed it in as little as 2. It just kind of depends on what kind of experience you have assessing the quality of your program and who all is involved. We also have found, or our programs have found rather, that it's often helpful to make this a multi-staff process because everyone has a different area of expertise. So those staff members can involve anyone from the executive director to program coordinators, people who focus on mentor recruitment, marketing, etc., just depending on which part of the QMAP you're answering. And Benita would like to know what kind of uploads we should be prepared to load into the QMAP. Courtney, do you want to take that question?
Yeah, the items that have the physical uploads of like documents are your finances. So if you have just like a Excel sheet that you're tracking your program's budget on, that'll be a physical thing to upload. The other one is that mentor recruitment plan in item I3, so make sure to have a document on that. And other than that for physical uploads, I can't think of any other items. There might be one more, but I think that's it for the 2 that are uploads within themselves.
All right, thanks. Courtney, we had another question asking if we're able to do site visits anywhere in Greater Minnesota. As of right now, yes. We have been trekking all around the state. What's some of the further? We've been up to Grand Marais, we've been over to Mankato and Marshall. So anywhere you're willing to fill out the QMAP, we're willing to come and visit you. Again, right now that's at no cost, so that is another benefit to participating in the QMAP. We also have a question about will this presentation be available for others to view in the future? The answer is tentatively yes. It'll be on our Facebook page under the Downloadable Files tab as long as the recording does not get so big that it doesn't allow me to upload it. I'm not expecting that we'll have that problem. So just check on the Facebook page later today and it should be there. At the very least, we'll have the PowerPoint presentations. And if there is demand for having another one of these webinars, we can certainly do that. Courtney, do you want to answer the question about who sees the final score?
Sure, yeah, that the final score that's going to be on that improvement and innovation plan will be available for you to look at, as well as we ask that you share it with somebody in a leadership status at your organization. So if that's somebody on your board of directors or on an advisory committee that you have, we just ask that you share that with them so that they know that your program is going to be committed to quality. If you are proud of your score and you want to have that in like press releases around the community, you can go ahead and share that score with whoever else you feel, but bare minimum I'd say the person who completes the QMAP and also somebody in a leadership position in your organization.
Right, and another important part to note is that we do not share that information with anyone outside of your organization. So if you're worried that you're going to have a low score and only have 30% of the items in practice, no one's going to know that except for your staff, because it's only important for your future planning purposes, and you'll still be a dedicated partner. We'll be the only ones who know your specific score. Polly, were you able to make your audio work? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. We have one more question here. Feel free to keep sending them. Jane wants to know if we have one dedicated staff to work with agencies to start the QMAP process and to go out and work with them. We have a couple of staff members who are doing that now. If you've been to any of our trainings, you might have met Polly or April, and right now they're the ones primarily conducting the reviews. That would be Polly's our VP of Strategic Services, and April is our Director of Training and Community Partnerships.
And I'm on the line right now, or I borrowed another headset here. So if you want to just tell me the question again, I can talk a little bit about the review process if people would like.
Which question were you?
Just the last question about who's doing the reviews. Was that it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And just as you may have heard, we are feeling our way through this process and developing the review process. Probably developed it after the QMAP process, but I'm finding it to be really educational for us as an organization in addition to the organizations that we're working with. I've done about half of the visits, and I've done a lot of the greater Minnesota visits. So as Mindy said, we are on the road with this. We are trying to be mindful of conserving resources and gas and things like that. So oftentimes when we're getting out to greater Minnesota, we've tried to combine a couple trips. So maybe going to, let's see, my last trip was going to Cloquet and Grand Rapids together. So we just ask for your patience as we try to schedule those trips and try to make the most of our time on the road. But I think I found that the meetings, the review meetings, have been very interesting in that it's very collegial, very informal, but we do use the QMAP sort of as the guide for our discussion, and it's a great way for us as an organization to learn more about your programs and for folks in the field to just ask me questions about other programs I've talked to, so it becomes a sort of a cross-fertilization between practices right on the spot.
Thanks for that, Polly. We haven't had any more questions come in, but I'll give you a minute here. Oh, you know what? Patricia, you have your hand raised. I'll go ahead and unmute you. Go ahead, Patricia. And if you don't have audio that works again, you can just type your question into the chat box unless it's already been answered, and then we can move on. We've got another 3 minutes here to answer questions, and if you guys want to stay on longer to ask more questions, that's fine. If you want to contact us individually after the webinar, that's perfectly fine as well. Our general office number is 612-370-9180. Otherwise, you can email Courtney or I or Polly or April. All of our email addresses are, again, on our website at mpmn.org. All right, and it looks like we're not having any more questions come in, so I think with that we'll wrap it up a couple minutes early. So thanks for everyone who was on the webinar, and we hope to hear from you in the future. Thanks.